What's poppin'? I'm Kevin Robinson Jr. I'm 40 years old. I'm based out of Los Angeles. I'm originally from the Bay Area, you feel me? I want to give you some game on things that I wish I would have known or things that I would have paid better attention to. This is wisdom from a 40-year-old man, all right? Now, if you like anything I say, man, like, share, comment, subscribe, man, all that good shit, y'all know, you feel me? Number one, man, you don't get no time back that you waste, bruh. You already know that. You don't get no time back that you waste, man. Be very careful who you invest your time in. Be very careful who you spend your time with. Be very careful who you spend your energy on. See, money, for somebody like me, I don't look at it like, oh, I lost money or this or that. Man, look, if I cried over every time that I wasted money, I'd be crying every motherfucking day. But I don't. I just look at certain things in my life like, what was I doing? I was wasting time. I've had women in my life where I wasted time. I've had women in my life where I wasted money. But there's nothing worse than wasting time on anybody or anything that is fruitless. So if you have something that you're doing in your life, like a habit, maybe you drink or smoke weed, or maybe you're not taking full advantage of taking care of your health. Like, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm 40 years old, and this time last year I was 340 pounds, and now I'm down to about 280, and I'm working my way back down to about 260. And how did I do it? Well, I just stopped bullshitting. You know, I had been working out the whole time, but the thing is, you can't out-train a shitty diet. You know what I mean? So don't waste your time. Don't squander your time on bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. You feel what I'm saying? Number two, man, spend as much time with your loved ones as you can. I was blessed enough to grow up in a neighborhood where my parents had me when they were 19. So I grew up in my grandparents' house. So my dad's mom was 4 blocks away from my mom's mom and my mom's dad. So I grew up in a household or households, a real village. You dig what I'm saying? And I didn't, you know, once I got to about 2021, I didn't spend as much time with my family. I remember I moved to LA when I was about 24, and I didn't spend that much time with my family. And now I'm kind of regretting it because my dad's mom has severe dementia, so bad that she's in a home now. So it honestly took me years to really come to terms with that. Like, yo, my grandmother has dementia, bro. Like, she got dementia. So it's like, you don't realize when you're young, man, like, you know, when you have those opportunities to hang out with your grandparents, do that shit, man, especially if they're local. You got time to spend with your mom and your dads, do that shit. Your brothers and your sisters, do that shit, because time goes so fucking fast, bruh. I was just talking to a kid I mentor that's 19, and he was just like, oh man, you know, I gotta wait a whole year for this. And I'm like, you know what? I remember being 19 and feeling like a year felt like 10 years because you've only lived 19 years. So a year feels long. But once you get over 30, 40, especially 40, man, a year seems like 3 months. Like, this shit goes fast. So spend time with your people, man. I'm gonna tell you something. I got friends of mine. I'm at the age now where luckily all my grandparents are still alive. Luckily, both my parents are still alive, but, you know, they getting weathered. You know, my grandmother, like I said, my dad's mom has dementia. My mom's father had a minor heart attack earlier this year. He's good though, but he had to get 5 splints in his heart. Getting older, man, it's you know, it's like spend time with your family. That leads to number 3, man. Aging is bittersweet, bruh. It is, man. It's bittersweet. It's a blessing to age gracefully. I can say that at 40, I feel good. I feel good as a 40-year-old man. I feel great. I feel like, you know, honestly, I feel better now than I did when I was 30. When I was 30, like physically, I was partying a whole lot, eating like shit, and I didn't feel like how I feel now, but I feel great, you know, at 40 years old. So you gotta be, you know, you gotta take good care of yourself. And that leads to the next one. Yo, man, please, bro, don't do like I did in my 20s, man. Don't squander your youth on bullshit, man. Look, bruh, drinking and all that shit and going out late and eating like shit, don't do that, bruh. And it's a waste. I couldn't tell you how much money I probably wasted on going out partying in my 20s, bruh. And I used to go out 3-4 times a week. 3-4 times a week, bruh. I worked in music, so I used to go out a whole lot. And boy, I kept drinking and try to fill this void inside of me. You know what I mean? So if you got the best addiction to ever get in life is the fucking gym, bro. Like, you know, I know some people would be like, I was talking to old friend of mine, and she's a doctor earlier this year, and she was like, oh, you're just so obsessed with the gym. Yeah, I'd rather be obsessed with being in the gym and trying to get stronger and get better than be fucking hating myself, drinking myself to death, and you know what I mean, and trying to cover up all my imperfections with bullshit and you know what I mean? Like, seriously, dude. So the next one is this: deal with your bullshit head on. Do not cover it up, bruh. Do not cover it up. If you got issues with your parents and they're still here, approach them with it. If you have dealt with some losses in life, somebody died, maybe a parent, grandparent, best friend, don't pick up the bottle like I did. I'm telling you, I had 2 major deaths in my 20s, and it really spiraled into me drinking way too fucking much. And I ended up drinking a whole lot and, you know, gained a lot of weight, and I just lost a lot of money, and, you know, and I'm not gonna sit here and put this on anybody else. It's just that I wish that I would have went to the therapist, you know, rather than look at the bartender as my therapist. Next one is this: if you're not embarrassed by the younger version of yourself, you're not improving. If you're not embarrassed by the younger version of yourself, you're not improving. If you look at your younger self and you're like, damn, I wish I was like that again, that's fucking pathetic. Seriously. You should not be 40 years old and be looking like, damn, I still wish I was that guy at 25 or 20 years old. I don't, man. I don't miss the emotional intelligence, the low emotional intelligence I had when I was 20 years old. I was so angry. I was angry at the world. I was so angry and pissed off and just not in a good place. And I didn't know how to handle my rage towards life. And it manifested into my 20s, into me partying too much. And, you know, me hanging out with motherfuckers I shouldn't hang out with. And, you know, it's a trip. But anyways, man, I really, this channel, honestly, I've been trying to like figure out, like, is this gonna be like a movie review channel? Look, bruh, I'm dropping game. So if, you know, you tune into CBS, right? They gonna have a soap opera. They gonna have, for some drama, if you love drama. They gonna have some cooking shows, if you like cooking. They gonna have some movie reviews. They gonna have game shows. Man, look, bruh, when you tap into this YouTube channel, I'm gonna have something for everybody. Just if you don't like movie reviews, I'm gonna have some game for you. You know, this is my shit. So if I decide to fucking do I don't know, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, like, you know, just tap in for the journey, bruh. But I'm not brand new to this content creation shit. This video shit is brand new to me though, like kinda in the last couple of years. I started on content creation on iTunes. So like I had a podcast on iTunes for 7 years, 2013 to 2021, man. I had it for a long time and it just manifested into this YouTube situation. So, you feel me? But hey, young fellas, young dudes, man. Oh, and I just want to talk, before I get off here, I want to talk about this. Regrets. I got a couple. I'm gonna tell you this, man. You know, I think what happens is you age as a man, and I've never talked to a therapist. I have not. I'm just a guy talking to you on this microphone, on this camera. I've never talked to a therapist about this, but I think as you age as a man, you start to look at certain things in your life that you regret. And I do regret some things in my life. I regret the way I treated certain people. I regret the way I reacted to certain things. I regret taking advantage of certain people. I regret not treating certain people from my past with the respect and the kind and you know, the kindness that they deserve. I had a lot of people, man, in my 20s that I was a fucked up nigga, man, in my 20s, man. I was a fucked up dude, bro. Like, I used to get off on being a fucking demon, bruh. Like, I'm gonna tell you, dog, like, dude, there's so many women from my past that they might even be tapped into this video right now, and they like, I fucking hate him. And you got every reason to hate me, baby, because I wasn't shit to you. I was disrespectful. I called you a bitch. I was, you know, not all of them, but some of them, it was all type of bitches, and you know, I would get head from them and fuck them, and then never call them, and just like, you know, and I was foul, bro. I was foul. Not to every woman, but to a lot of them. And I think back on that and I'm like, I'm regretful, you know, like, damn, bro, I was kind of foul, bro. I was foul to a couple women from my past, like women I initially would meet and knew damn well I'm not even attracted to this broad, but I'm just gonna use her for some head. That's it. You know, I'm just gonna use her for whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I was a wild dude, bro. I was a wild dude. And I'm regretful for some of that. Not some of them, I'm regretful for all of that shit I did. I'm regretful for some of the ways I made money. You know, we not gonna talk about it, but I didn't always get money the legal way. Let's just say that, you know. You know, as you get older as a man, you start to have more regrets. And the thing is the good thing is to acknowledge your regrets and move past it. Like, I'm gonna tell you how real I am. I reached out to some of those women. I sent them emails, bruh. Hey, this is Kevin Robinson. Me and used to date. I don't know how long ago. And I just want to apologize for who I used to be. And of course, some of them was like, fuck you, nigga, this, and this. And I had a couple of them that was like, hey, I appreciate that. You know, so I made amends with some of them, man, and shit. So, you know, if you have any regrets, man, on any foul shit you did, man, the beauty of where we are now in technology is you could just look a motherfucker up and send them an email, bro. You ain't gotta call them. You ain't gotta go to their house. You ain't gotta do none of that shit. And even if they don't reply, you're doing that for you, my nigga. You're not doing that for them. You're not doing that to make them feel better. You're doing that for you because you walking around feeling some type of way like, damn, I used to be scandalous. Let me apologize to you know, so-and-so. You feel what I'm talking about? So that's growth, man. As a man, that is some growth right there. You dig? So, but yeah. Hey, if you found any value here, man, like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna drop a lot more game for y'all, bruh. I hope you took those things that I gave you, bruh. Especially if you're a younger man, bro. If you a young dude and you like struggling through life right now and you just trying to find your way. You feel me? Nigga, just take this game I'm gonna give you, bro, because I got a lot of game. And I'm not gonna sit here in front like, oh, nigga, I'm all win to win. Nigga, I lost a lot in my life, bro. You know how many failed businesses I had? You know how many eviction notices I done had on my door? You know how many nights I done had where my gas tank was on E, nigga? And you know how many times I woke up to negative bank balance account, nigga? That's real life. I'm not gonna sit here and make it seem like, oh, I've been rich my whole life. And no, nigga, no. Shit. So, all right, man, tap in with me.